Hello. Wanting positive experience is a negative experience. Accepting negative experience as a positive experience. It's what the philosopher Alan Watts used to refer to as the backwards law. The idea that the more you pursue feeling better all the time, the less satisfied you become, as pursuing something only reinforces the fact you lack in the first place. The more you desperately want to be rich, the more poor and unworthy you feel, regardless of how much money you actually make. The more you desperately want to be desired, the uglier you come to see yourself, regardless of your actual physical appearance. The more you desperately want to be happy and loved, the lonelier and more afraid you become, regardless of those who surround you. The more you want to be spiritually enlightened, the more self-centered and shallow you become in trying to get there. You know, hearing this, I'm certain it's a concept you've all felt and struggled with yourselves. I definitely have. It's fascinating. The more you feel lack, the more the feeling becomes a poison haunting your present experience. And if or when you finally receive a glint of validation, saying how you now have, sure, momentarily that poisonous miasma is relieved, it's euphoric, you feel good, but when that moment fades, then what? The truth is, you've reinforced neural pathways that say you are not enough. By habitually feeling lack, your base human experience has become lack. It becomes fascinating though when you consider that many of the individuals we look up to, how their unease, that sense they had of lack, hunger, it fueled them and their creations. All of a sudden, their feeling of void became the chasm through which their creations sprouted. It can all get so confusing. How do we progress? What does this all mean? Should we abandon the suffering evoked by our insecurities in order to feel whole? Or should we accept them for the motivational force they provide, as destructive as it may be? Here, what if I were to provide a different narrative? To feel worthy, whole, not because you've given up on all of your desires, but to feel worthy, whole, because you are willing to suffer. When our gaze is shifted towards a path where we may take quiet little steps towards each day, its tax will unavoidably always be suffering. In all honesty, that is the true nature of this paradigm, of this reality. If you are willing to pay its hefty price of time and pain, knowing well why you wish to do so, why not feel worthy? Let yourself feel thankful, whole, for that same humble reason. It's a paradox, but it's one that separates confidence from arrogance. Your worth is no longer grounded in insecurity, but instead, tangible work that is within your control. Who cares about what you look like, what others think? Nothing else is relevant except sufficing the work demanded by your own unique perception. Through this quiet process, its promise is a sense of purpose, a sense of fullness. I believe this philosophy allows one to stand on the center line of yin and yang, a loophole to Alan Watts' backwards law, because you have no longer fixated yourself upon a specific result. Instead, you have already achieved. You are already achieving. So as long as you humbly place steps towards your path, laden by your unique perception, it no longer becomes about achievement. It becomes about the steps. So as long as you're walking, you have already won.